Today, let's talk about the differences between a primary pump and a secondary pump, and how you can use both of these pumps in a successful breastfeeding journey. First things first, I always recommend having a primary pump, something that's going to be reliable, empty you 100% of the time. Usually it's a little bit larger, has tubes connected to flange and bottles. It doesn't sit in your bra. Some examples are this Spectra S1 or the S2, Motif Luna, Pumpables Genie Advance, and the Baby Buddha 2.0. As for wearable pumps, they typically look like this. They sit in your bra and they have much smaller motors. You can see that's a very big difference in the motor size. And they typically don't have tubing that connects. Now, a primary pump is the one you're going to want to use to establish and maintain a strong milk supply. Usually I don't recommend using anything other than a primary pump the first 6 weeks of breastfeeding. This is the pump you're going to want to rely on and use the most. And then a secondary pump can be used more on the go or in situations where you don't have access and aren't able to use your primary pump. The concern with using a secondary or wearable pump is that it won't empty you as well as a primary pump, and that can lead to a decrease in your milk supply. So if you're planning on using a wearable pump at any point, I recommend using it less than 3 times a day, still using your primary pump when possible. If need be, you can even pump a little bit longer with your wearable to get more milk out, or consider having something like a hand pump to get a little bit more milk out after every pumping session. And again, I wouldn't recommend using a wearable pump until after 6 weeks. This is when your milk supply should be well established. Like I said, these can both be used in a successful breastfeeding journey. You really just want to make sure you're relying most on your primary pump and using your secondary pump only when it doesn't make sense to use your primary. Let me know if you have any questions.